Good evening, students. I welcome you all to my class. In this class, I am going to discuss with you about the introduction to pteridophytes. Pteridophyta. These are the first land vascular plants and it exhibits the alternation of generation in its life cycle. That is, it come across through the two generation. One is the sporophytic generation and another one is the gametophytic generation. The word pteridophyte is derived from the two Greek words. One is the pteron, another one is the phyton. Pteron refers to feather, phyton refers to plant. That is, in these plants, the leaves are appear like feather-like structure. Hence, the name to this plant is pteridophyte. Let us move towards the general characteristics of the pteridophytes. The life cycle of pteridophytes exhibits the two generation. One is the sporophytic generation, another one is the gametophytic generation. Sporophytic generation is the asexual stage which bears the spores in it. Similarly, gametophytic generation is the sexual stage which produces the gametes in it. Let us see in detail, that is, the sporophytic generation produces the spores. These spores later germinate and produces the next generation, and that generation is called as the gametophytic generation. In the gametophytic generation, the plant body produces the two gametophyte. One is the antheridium, which is considered as the male gametophyte, and the archegonium, which is considered as the female gametophyte. Antheridium produces the anthrozoids in it, which is also called as the male gamete. In the archegonium, it produces the egg, which is called as the female gamete. Anthrozoids and the egg fuses through the syngamy and produces the structure called as the zygote. This zygote later develops into a structure called as the embryo, which give rise to the next generation of the plant body called as the sporophytic generation. This life cycle is continuous. That is, after the sporophytic generation, the plant is entered into the gametophytic generation. After the completion of gametophytic generation, once again the plant enters into the sporophytic generation. Let us move towards the first generation in depth, that is the sporophytic generation. In this case, the plant undergoes the asexual phase in its life cycle. The sporophytic generation is physiologically independent. That is, it never depends on the gametophytic generation for its growth. Then such condition is called as the physiologically independent in nature. Here the plant body is herbaceous, and here we differentiated the plant body into root, stem and leaves. But the pteridophyte by name Xylotum, roots and leaves are completely absent. This is the one exception case. Otherwise, in all the cases of pteridophytes, in their sporophytic generation, we can differentiate the plant body into root, stem and the leaves. This sporophyte is simple, and some ferns, these are in free forms. Here the roots are adventitious type. The stem shows the branching of two types. One is dichotomously branching, another one is the monocotomously branching. In case of the sporophytic generation, the leaves are also of two types. One is microphyllous condition, another one is the megaphyllous condition. Microphyllous leaves are the leaves in which the median vein is single unbranched in condition, whereas megaphyllous leaves are those in which the median vein is branched in nature. This is the difference between the microphyllous leaves and the megaphyllous leaves. The sporophytic generation of the pteridophyte shows the two types of leaves. That is, sometimes it exhibits the microphyllous condition and in some species it exhibits the megaphyllous condition. As I already mentioned in the beginning, the word of pteridophyte, these are the first land vascular plants, so that in the sporophytic generation you can easily differentiate the vascular tissues in the plant body. That is, there are two vascular tissues are well developed. One is the xylem, which is the water conducting tissue. Another one is the phloem, which is the food conducting tissue. Stele is present and it is the central core axis of the vascular tissue, and this stele, it may exist of two types. That is, either in the pteridophytes it exhibits the protostelic condition or siphonostelic condition. Majority of them exhibits the protostelic condition or the siphonostelic condition. Protostele is the stellar condition where pith is absent. Siphonostelic condition is the stelic condition where pith is present. About the stele, its evolutionary theory is studied in next classes in detail. This is the flow chart which shows the sporophytic generation in detail. That is, sporophyte produces the sac-like structure called as the sporangia. These sporangia are produced at the base of the leaf-like structure called as the sporophyll. Phyll refers to leaf. Spores are produced at the base of the leaf-like structure, and that leaf-like structure is called as the sporophyll. Within the sporangia, the spores are produced. In case of the spores, there are two types. One is the microspores, another one is the megaspores. Microspores are produced within the sac-like structure called as the microsporangia. Similarly, megaspores are produced within the sac-like structure called as the megasporangia. These spores later germinate and they produces the next generation, and that is called as the gametophytic generation. In case of these spores, you can observe the two conditions. One is the heterosporous condition as well as the homosporous condition. It means some of the pteridophytes in its sporophytic generation, they exhibits the heterosporous condition. That is, the phenomena in which two kinds of spores are produced in the same plant. That is, microspores as well as the megaspores are produced in the same plant. Then that such condition is called as the heterosporous condition. Whereas some of the pteridophytes exhibits the homosporous condition, which means only one kind of spores are produced by the same plant. That is, it may produce either the microspores or the megaspores in it. You can observe the two conditions. One is the heterosporous condition, another one is the homosporous condition. Heterospory, it means different types of spores. Here both microspores as well as the megaspores are produced in the same plant. Then such condition is called as the heterosporous condition. Whereas homosporous condition is the condition in which the plant produced only one type of spores in it. It may be the microspores or maybe the megaspores. The sporophytes are usually aggregated to form a compact reproductive cone-like structure, and these cones are called as the strobili. These strobili, within the strobili you can observe the spores are produced, and these spores later germinate to produce the structure called as the gametophytic generation. This is about the sporophytic generation in detail. Now let us move towards the next generation exhibited by the pteridophyte, and that is called as the gametophyte. Gametophyte is very easy. That is, it is the sexual phase of the life cycle. Here the plant body is not differentiated into root, stem and the leaf. Therefore, here the fixation is carried out by the special structure called as the rhizoids. These plants' body are usually chordate, nothing but heart-shaped in nature, dorsi-ventrally flattened. That is, the plant body can be differentiated into dorsal and ventral region and usually green in nature. This is about the gametophytic plant body. Gametophytic plant body is the stage of sexual phase, and here the plant body is not differentiated into root, stem and leaf. The fixation is carried out by the special structure called as the rhizoids. These are usually heart shape in nature and they are dorsi-ventrally flattened, green in color. Let us go in detail about the reproduction occur in case of the gametophytic generation. As I already mentioned, it come across through the sexual reproduction by producing the two structure called as the antheridia and archegonia. Antheridia is the male, archegonia is the female. Antheridia produces anthrozoids, archegonia produces the egg. Anthrozoids and egg fuses resulted in the formation of zygote. This zygote develops into the structure called as the embryo. The embryo development stage is called as the embryogeny. It is of two types, that is, either it takes place through the exoscopic condition or through the endoscopic condition. Exoscopic embryogeny is the condition in which the embryo development takes place from the epibasal cell. Then such type is called as the exoscopic embryogeny. Similarly, endoscopic embryogeny is the condition in which embryo development takes place from the hypobasal cell. Here hypobasal cell is involved in the formation of the embryo. Then such type is called as the endoscopic embryogeny, in which the embryo is formed by the hypobasal cell. This is the difference between the exoscopic and the endoscopic embryogeny. Exoscopic is the condition in which epibasal cell later develops into an embryo. Similarly, endoscopic is the condition in which the hypobasal cell is developed into an embryo. This is about the gametophytic generation in detail. Let us move towards the aberration in the life cycle of the pteridophytes. Pteridophytes also reproduces not only through the sporophytic generation or the gametophytic generation, nothing but asexual or sexual reproduction. It also shows certain variation from these two, that is apogamy, apospory, parthenogenesis. Apogamy is the condition in which the sporophyte without the act of fertilization and the sporophyte is produced by any vegetative cells of the gametophyte. Then such condition is called as the apogamy. Apogamy is the condition in which sporophyte is produced by any vegetative cells of the gametophyte. Apospory is the reverse of apogamy, that is, any vegetative cell of the sporophyte give rise to the gametophyte. Then such condition is called as the apospory. Parthenogenesis is the phenomena in the formation of the sporophyte from unfertilized egg. These are the three aberrations in the life cycle of the pteridophytes. In the next class, we are going to deal with in detail of the stellar evolution. This is for this class. Thank you.